What's up, fam? It's your boy Kirk Nugent with my lovely wife,
Kanique, Mighty Nugent.
Back on the channel again with one more installment of the Entrepreneur episodes. Entrepreneur Escapades. We got to find a new name for this playlist that we're going to be putting up. But yeah, we got one more weekly update. We're still alive. Lights are still on. People are still eating. We don't really have to drive anywhere, but there is gas in the car.
Hallelujah.
And a lot of things have happened over the past week. A lot of things. We were talking about prepping for the How It All Works episode, having behind the scenes of TV and movie production. And wow, that went above and beyond what I could have imagined in terms of, you know, the feedback from people in the community, the panel that we had, and the stories that they're able to share. I mean, just phenomenal. And I think there's a real community forming around the platform, How It All Works at this point. So really excited about that. Really excited about that.
So in the last episode, I mentioned, you know, pulling out another project that we had worked on while living in South Africa called Advent Seat.
Yep.
And, you know, maybe doing some tweaks to it. And this Monday that passed, we had the kids kind of help us out with getting some things added to the site. We have about, I would say, 500 churches, and it's a process trying to put them into this new site. So I said, why not hire the kids to do it?
Let them do it. I love that.
So they were excited about it. They were like, oh, we get to work on a real site. So we're like, yeah. So kind of walk them through the different steps of, you know, bringing everything over into the new site, what they need to do, work. And they have been knocking it out. So
there's how many pages or?
Well, it's about 18 pages, and I think they're halfway through.
Okay.
And
pages, but how many churches or how many posts?
About 400 to 500.
That's what I wanted. Yeah, well, 400 to 500 that are on there that need to be migrated, and they're doing it.
Yes, and they will be paid. So that's the incentive. They will be paid. So
hallelujah.
They've been working hard, and I'm hoping we can kind of launch this soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, and this is a model that we're going to try and really work on going forward. Is that it's all of us. It's not just me and Kanique in the business. All of us are in the business. So allowances will come from pay. You want a new pair of shoes? You want 2K21?
Yeah.
It comes from your pay. Okay? We're not doing any more gifting anymore. That day is over, and we might have a whole different video to talk a little bit more about that. What else do we have? We had Google Fiber come through. I'm pausing because I'm giving you a little bit of time to say, woo, Google Fiber. I mean, we were on WOW, and I'm just going to, you know, tell it like it TI is. Your people at WOW literally said to us, you are at our top tier plan and we don't have anything else to offer you. I'm like, I need better upload speed. I was getting like 5 meg up. What's that? Getting 150 down, but 5 meg up. I was like, what in the world is this? They were like, yeah, you're on our highest plan, so it's not much we can do. So we talked with Google Fiber. They were like, we can have a guy out next week. I said, bet.
And Google Fiber they got here right on time, rang the bell right on time, and they were in and out like this. They had the proper shoes on
full
to not
COVID
mess up the
setup,
house.
right.
It was great.
I mean, it was amazing. So they came, installed their stuff. Then we had another crew come through. These are the same guys that we've had do a lot of different things around the house for us. Electrical outlets, fans, smart switches, that kind of thing. Had them come through. They ran some network cable from my office to Kanique's office. So we're both on wired. Hallelujah. We're on both on wired network. And then we had them put an AC vent in my office because my office was a storage closet that we've converted to an office. And so it was a little bit warm in there. I was constantly wiping my head while I was on the live stream. So I was like, let me get a vent in here. So we got a vent in there now. And that's, you know, again, just it's baby steps, but it's all coming together. You know what I mean?
A really cool thing happened this past week as well. In a company in India, which is also in my networking group, BNI, which you've heard me talk about. They reached out to me and they wanted to form a kind of partnership with them with a product that they have. And it just worked out that there's a client that I'm working with that is looking for that very thing that they're offering.
Amazing.
So there will be some kind of partnership where, you know, we can kind of work together. I can bring them clients and so forth. So I really love that. And that's one of the great things about BNI. You can really partner with businesses all across the globe. So that was really great.
Yeah, and just to be clear, that's not a pro bono partnership. It's paid. Hallelujah. Paid. I had a second presentation. I think we talked about the presentation in the last. I did that presentation for local NGO that we were working with. They had 9 sites. They told us they had 13 sites. We've been updating you on this, but I had another presentation with them this past Thursday, I think it was, and it went well. It went well. In fact, there was a follow-up email, couple of follow-up emails, and we'll see. I think out of the 13 sites that they have, there is at least 3 that the office that is local has direct responsibility for, and I think they will probably likely jump on a contract first. We'll see. Keep that in prayer. We'll keep you updated. If they do though, that is again more steady income.
Yeah.
Because it's monthly maintenance, and the way that it's billed, they can do it annual, they can do it monthly, but either way, it's steady income. Of course, steady work, but steady income for us as a household and as a business.
Yeah.
So excited about that.
Also, I was able to sign a contract with a returning customer. This customer is also a part of my BNI group, and she's had me do one of her previous sites, and she is launching into a different aspect of what she does, and she wanted to create another site for that. So instead of going to someone else, she came back to Composition and requested that, you know, we put together a site for this new initiative she's launching. So was really grateful for her, you know, trusting us with that again. So
yeah, listen, that's what it's all about. The relationships that you form. I mean, their business is their business, but they're not in web design, they're not in media consulting, they're not in any of those aspects. So when we partner with a business, we hope that we can be that department for them, right? So, and whatever ways we can not just be of benefit to them in the immediate sense, okay, in terms of the services that we're offering, but what Kanique is not sharing is that we've partnered with this lady on several other things, even for our church. I mean, for the baby shower that we did. We had her come and be one of the vendors there, and it was phenomenal. So, you know, when you can find those kinds of partnerships, that it's not just a monetary exchange. There is an ideal. We share the vision that she has for her business, and so we're able to put out a better product, and we're able to partner in better ways than you normally can. So, anyway, that's probably more of a coaching thing, which is what I was going to say. I'm getting a lot more of these consultant type calls. Not really a business that I've even tried to do anything with, but with how it all works and with some of the other thought leadership stuff that I'm doing, you essentially are establishing yourself as an authority figure in a given space. Had someone call this week from California wanting to jump on a quick hour call with me. It's like, sure, why not? Just to shoot the breeze, kick the tires on the idea that they have, and we're able to flesh out a number of things. So that may be a whole nother thing that we can work with. I shared with a friend at church that we have just taken the plunge. Little did we know that they are in the valley of decision as well. And we had some conversations with them, and I think they're actually launching out. They're gonna, do a hybrid model, kind of like we have done for years and years, where they have a business and he's still working, but they're gonna really try to transition over the next year or so into that business. So we're praying for them, and we're excited about what.
And we will be working on this side.
That's right. That's right. So that's a whole nother benefit, a whole nother thing in and of itself that I'm excited about as well.
Another thing is, for my networking group, I am a part of the membership committee, and the membership committee is really the gateway of deciding who joins that group that you're in. And what I want to say about it is that any group that you're a part of, you definitely want to be able to be a part of that leadership group, not only to have some diversity in the group, but also, with me being in that position, I have direct contact to businesses that may or may not make it into that group. And then I'm able to form relationships with those potential business owners to be in that group. So even if they do or don't make it into that group, I still have that connection with them.
Right.
And one example is a lady that was to be a part of the group, but she didn't make it into the group, but I still have an ongoing relationship with her, and some of the other business owners in that group have relationships with her. So business is still flowing, and it's just great to be in those leadership roles because you really form a lot of great relationships.
It's an investment. I mean, not only in time, of course, because being in the leadership role does require a little bit more time, but it is also a benefit because you can now make those connections and those inroads. I mean, you're just gonna have to have a laser focused intention in terms of where you want to grow your business, what markets you want to go after, and recognize the connections you have that are going to enable you to get into those markets. But also, and I mean, again, we're giving you free stuff here today, but also you will have to be careful of the person, the connection that you have to a given market, because they can either give you a really good connection, or they can give you a really bad connection. So their reputation is yours because you don't have any reputation in that space. Anyway, the last thing for me is that I spoke about my boy Robert Kennedy III, who is leadership professional, public speaker, communications professional, storyteller, Growth Lab. He's the founder and the moderator for that on Facebook. But anyway, he is doing a project, and I've been working with him. I mentioned that before. And we had our first I don't really want to call it a meeting. It was more of a recording for the first episode, if you will, of this broadcast or this series. And so we're putting together media material helping pastors to make the pivot to virtual/digital. And so it's going to be really cool. And so we've done the first recording of that, and it exceeded expectations. Let me say it that way. So we're excited about what the next steps are going to be and where we go from there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much done.
The last thing I'm going to say is Juneteenth. It's really great to see so many organizations taking the step to make it an official day off from work. That really warmed my heart to see so many businesses supporting Juneteenth.
Right.
And for us, we will be making the decision to support a Black business.
Yes.
In the next weeks, we will be making that choice to do that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, even the initiative from our church in terms of buying Black for the week, for the 8 days following Juneteenth. And so, man, I'm excited about Juneteenth. We had a really cool program. Shout out to Sharona Drake Sledge and her crew. But as we wrap this thing up, we're in pocket. I mean, one of the things that has not been a recurring theme throughout the videos is our worship and that connection that we are able to keep fresh. Different things that we do to help ourselves instill discipline in our regular daily lives, like exercise. I don't just do it because I want to eat or because I want to lose some weight. I do it because of the discipline that you gain from doing something on a regular basis. It is going to take discipline. It's going to take stick-to-itiveness. I know that's not a word. It's going to take determination. It's going to take grit, hunger. You're going to need to have some drive. You have to have some resolve. There are moments where you go through imposter syndrome, where you're like, who am I to host a show? Who am I to reach out to this big name artist and ask him to be on my show? And the flyer has me big and them little. Like these are questions that come up, and you've got to be able to navigate that thing and push forward. Because I mean, especially for me and for us in both businesses and other ventures that we're looking into, you have to be certain that this is what God has called you to do. This is content that He is asking you to put out into the earth, and the earth will reward you for being obedient to what God has asked you to do. So I know I've said a lot.
It's all good stuff. So
all right, fam.
Thank you for joining us again, and don't forget to subscribe.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.